Okay, a lot of you don't know that I have a very extensive biohacking database on my biohacking channel. I'm Andy Lee Graham, and I've lived in 114 countries, and I've been doing this for over 26 years. And the benefit of world travel is that you have endless amounts of time to contemplate your reality and be a part of society, or be a community, or be somebody other than just a wage slave. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham, and I'm going to show you something kind of funny before I start on it. Today I'm going to talk about exercise lifespan. Exercise lifespan. You have health span and lifespan. Lifespan is how long we're going to live, and it's a real popular issue right now because we have like David Sinclair and different people that are doing this research on how to live longer, right? And I've discovered one of the universal easiest ways to live longer is your leg strength. But first of all, I'm going to put some coins in my mouth. So daily I'm taking coins and I'm putting them in my mouth. Why? Why? Because I need to have one of the best microbiomes on the planet. And I finally realized about the only thing that I really don't have trouble putting in my mouth all the time is money. And it's easy to do, it's very convenient, and it's a good way to get a probiotic in my body. But the big way to get your probiotics to work is to increase your fiber. And what they tell me is only 5% of the population has enough fiber in their diet. I'm in an incredibly good fiber situation right now because every morning I take chia seeds and whole flax seeds, and I take like a mouthful, and I do it at night too. It's a real good way to get those chia seeds especially will really fill up your body and make you feel full. Satiety, I guess the word is. But today I want to talk about exercise lifespan. And the problem here is I study this all the time. And the other day I was on this nitric oxide thing because nitric oxide is a signaling chemical that it's like a gas, right? And it signals the body to expand the veins, okay? And if you really study the veins, the more I study the veins, what everybody's talking about is an indirect. They're not really telling you what they want you to do. They want you to go walk, they want you to go run, they want you to go do resistance training. But really what they want you to do is expand and decrease the size of your veins. And it's kind of humorous because you got people doing exercise that are on, statin drugs to lower their blood pressure. I'll never forget Chris. He came down to Lake Athlon, Guatemala, and he wanted to buy some Viagra. And I didn't have any clue what Viagra did at the time. And he said, well, it kind of increases the blood flow to your crotch or whatever. And I now realize it has to do with nitric oxide. And he had one of them gallon bags full of medicine, right? And I always ask an American when I meet them, show me your bag of medicine. Because if they got, the bigger the bag, the less healthy they are. Because they're basically a product of the medical industry and instead of a product of themselves. But he had a huge bag, and I sit there and I said, why don't you just go off your blood pressure medicine? He goes, well, why would I do that? Well, you're trying to increase the blood pressure in your penis. Just seems like it makes sense. But I was just in a super simplified version. But the testosterone, estrogen levels, the hormones, all these things, oh, the wind's blowing, okay, has something to do with your vascularity. So if you want to look up the word that talks about this is, but not directly, they talk about vascularity. Like if you drink a lot of water, you're going to be more vascular. But nobody's going to be vascular unless they get their body fat down to a reasonable level. So on the other side is a signal of your body fat. The biggest signal I know of your body fat, which is easy to do, is you take your height and divide it by 2, cut it in half, and your waist should be no bigger than that size. I truly, they're going to talk about waist or belly button size. My belly button size is about 41 inches, which is bigger than my height. I mean, so my height is 6 foot, so it should be 36 inches. My waist is 34 inches, so in that kind of scale, I'm okay. But I'm really going for the 36-inch belly button area, which encompasses my love handles. Okay, but the goal here, when they say to go work out, what they want to do is they want you to get your blood pressure up. And here's the contradiction. Go exercise, get your blood pressure up, and then we're going to give you blood pressure medicine to lower it. They're going to give you cholesterol medicine to cause you problems, and the cholesterol is what actually is the reparation stuff. For cholesterol is what repairs little tears in your veins. But what we got to do is we got to exercise our veins. So what I've realized is what we should always be talking about is how to exercise our veins. And how do you make them elastic? How do you make them supple? How do you keep them viable? And the blood cells, I think it's called endophilia cells or something. Basically, there's cells all around each of your veins, and these things can turn into soft plaque, and then the soft plaque is the dangerous plaque. Then the calcified plaque is safer. But I just got 2 heart stents, and it's became much more important to me. But I'm going to bet on the fact of cloning, and they're going to do a thing where they clone body parts. I think they'll probably do them inside your body, and then they'll turn around and use pluripotent stem cells that they create from your own body to help the adjustment. So it's going to be completely your own thing. So I'm betting on this as my long-term solution. But truthfully, on a heart attack, what a heart attack does is it actually finds a new pathway. So I'm having some heart issues, and it's kind of fun to learn about this. Okay, but I'm going to talk about some terms that are weightlifting terms that talk only about getting your veins bigger. So what we should be, in my opinion, you should say, I'm going to go expand my veins and make them more flexible, blow out the extra plaque in there, clean up the vessels by pumping the blood through there really hard, raise my blood pressure, get up 80% of your capacity for 5 minutes. You don't really need to run what they're saying right now is all you really need to do is get heavy weight resistance, which would do all your muscles, and then walking really doesn't do much good, but sprinting or really fast bicycle riding or maybe even rolling if you got one of those machines. But I truly recommend that if you're going to get on any exercise routine, especially if you're a United States citizen, it's so bloody cheap because, only 1 in 50 people that ever pay to go to the gym actually go. So they're making 49 people don't go, and you can go, and you can have the benefit of only paying $25 a month because the other 49 don't return. But the habit of exercising is very important. But what are we doing there? We're going there to blow up our muscles. Okay, but your mother and father could live longer. A lot of you don't realize it, but the legs and the thighs and the calves are a direct correlation between age and longevity. You're going to live longer. The mortality rate goes up the weaker your legs are. So people with weak legs are going to die earlier. But there's all these direct and indirect reasons. One is you have no veins, no muscularity, there's no blood being pumped. I begged my mother to do certain things to get her edema out of her lower legs because she had just absolutely horrendous lymph gland problems in her lower legs. The debris that was settling in her ankles was horrible. I tried to get the doctor to prescribe an edema lymph gland massage for her, and he wouldn't do it. But I don't think he had a clue what he was doing, right? He doesn't understand how the body works, right? But weak legs is an indication that you are going to die young. But there's direct and indirect ways. One direct way is you're going to fall down. People that fall down the minute they fall down, it's a feedback loop, and they start to die quicker. It's a really big problem. They will fall. And the minute you start to fall, your life is over. The minute you're afraid to walk because of falling, the minute you're afraid of the sun, the minute you're afraid of talking to people, your life is over. The minute you're afraid to talk to people, the minute you're afraid of the sun, the minute you're afraid of falling, you're just on the downward swing, and you might as well just write home for money. But they won't be mobile. So there's a lot of direct and indirect. But when they say go exercise, I want you to realize what that means is go make the blood cells, the veins, the arteries, and different things more flexible by expanding the size of them. So you want to get the pump. You want to have a life worth living. But there's definite proof that you live 3 or 5 years. Oh, the people that have big legs, strong legs, live 3 to 5 years longer than the people that don't, on average. Okay, of course, there's always going to be that exception to this generalization, and you're just trying to optimize your body. But legs make a person. But those legs, if you have your legs, you don't give up on life. Anybody that all they talk about is comfort has given up on life. Comfort is the opposite of motion. It's the opposite of living. Okay, but I'm going to give you some, first of all, I'm going to give you some words. Well, let me go backwards. I'll do it sideways. Lifespan refers to the total number of years a person lives from birth to death. Lifespan. Health span is the period of life during which a person is healthy and free from serious illness and chronic disease. So what we need is long-term health span. And if you don't have the legs, you don't have the vascular legs, you're not pumping up the legs, getting all the juice. So there's a bunch of terms, and I'll just do a few of them. But if you go to the gym, you're going to hear terms like get pumped, stay hydrated. What happened here? Oh, got the wrong set. Get pumped, feel the burn, go beast mode, get shredded. I like to say get cut. I go to the gym to get cut. Pumped up, chasing the pump, hit a high PR, tear it up, max out, get vascular, sweat it out. But so you got all these terms in the gym that are telling you, what are they doing? When they say get pumped, they're saying get the blood in your veins and get vascular and stretch your veins. So the whole goal is to take all the veins and arteries and capillaries in your body and expand them. And the number one thing I do every day is exercise my neck by hanging it off the side of the bed. Why? Because the most important thing in my whole situation is getting enough blood to my brain. And if I don't get the brain working, the rest of the body really don't matter, right? But here's some ways that you can pump up your blood. I mean, anybody with dementia, if your mother, father's got dementia, Alzheimer's, something, they need to do certain things that they can do, right? And this is the problem. You got to work your way up to it. But a hot shower, cold shower, what does it does? It brings all the blood to your skin with hot water. Cold puts it back in. So if you go hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, what you're doing is pumping blood to your skin. I'm trying like mad to get my sister to do this after she had chemo. Saunas. If I was in the United States right now, I would be installing a sauna in my house, and then I'd have a cold water tank where I would put in fresh water. I would be very leery of any kind of city water. To me, living inside a city is where they have. If you could taste the chlorine or the fluoride in your thing, you need to move out of it. Okay, it's just too dangerous. Okay, to go swimming every morning is dangerous in a thing. But you want to be sweating. If you're not sweating, if you never sweat, you basically got all these toxins that build up in your skin and in your muscles, and they don't exert. But you can sweat when you got dementia, right? Vibration. Vibration is the greatest thing. I bought a vibration bed thing for my sister because her husband's got a problem with dementia. And he can lay on this thing, and it pumps and it vibrates the cells, and it makes them more vibrant. What is he doing? He's pumping blood to the cells. So you got hot, cold saunas. We got Everything's noisy abroad. Everything's noisy abroad. Okay, sunbathing, a great way to clean up your skin because the ultraviolet rays are going to kill all the rays, but it pumps the blood. Vitamin D is a hormone. Vitamin D is considered a hormone. It actually actuates the brain to work better. Vibration. Leg weights. You can put leg weights on your demented husband, your daughter, your sister, your whatever. Anybody that's got a slow brain, you can put leg weights on and let them walk around the house. I have just invented a way for me to carry a leg weight by using water as the weight. I'm so excited because I used it this morning and I got the pump, I got the burn in my left leg. It was very exciting to actually do this in my room. But nitric oxide you can get by just humming, okay? But nitric oxide is very important. So humming and singing songs is very good for people with Alzheimer or dementia. I got a breather that I use. This thing is absolutely killer. You put it in your mouth. I'll show you how it works. This thing's absolutely killer, and it's really difficult. You take it and you extend a hose. There I got 3 hoses. If I only have one, so what I do is I put it in my mouth and I breathe for about 5 minutes. By the time 5 minutes is up, I'm breathing so hard that I can barely even, I'm gasping for air. And that's what I want to do with my lungs, right? Hola, amigo, ¿cómo estás? Jorge, ¿cómo estás? Okay, extreme cardio. I can remember names because my brain is functioning. I'm 70-year-old. I'm a 70-year-old brain, no matter what. I'm rounding up. Extreme cardio. We don't really need to walk. Walking's the least. It's a high-impact sport, and you just get good at it, and really you get in a pattern, and you're just playing games with yourself. What you really need to do is walk extremely fast for 5 minutes. Or better yet, would be to row a bike or ride a bike. Much better exercise, riding a bike. But try to always understand that if you're going to go exercise, if you can't do it 365 days a year, it's just playing games. You're just playing dysfunctional games. Good. But don't get me wrong, you can have these accentuate your normal workout plan. But the reason to go to the gym is for friendship. And neck lift is the greatest exercise. You lay on the edge of a bed and you just hang your head down for 10 seconds. You're going to get dizzy. But I do a set of 20 on hanging my head over. Then I lift it up like this. Then I lay on my stomach. I lay on my side. And I do it every day so that I can have better mental acuity. I just watched Elon Musk got interviewed by Joe Rogan, which Joe Rogan recommended Donald Trump today. And I'm praying to God that Joe Rogan wins because it's the best thing. You know, at the end of the day, you say, do what you think is best, God. But sometimes evil, the only thing a good man has to do for evil to survive is do nothing. And so Joe Rogan stood up with things. But in this thing, Joe Rogan and Elon Musk were talking about, I don't know, Diablo or something, some game they play. And it's a video game and they play it. And what happens is your brain is 100% connected with that video game. And that is really good. And this is something your mother, father, your old friends, anybody can do, is they can do video games and get totally preoccupied with that. Okay, hola, ¿qué anda? But lifespan, we could all want to live forever. The problem is we don't want to be like every other old person we see with their hunchback walking down the street, not being able to talk. They're really slow. You feel like you're talking to a child. This is not the life we want. You don't have to do that. Anybody can extend their mental acuity and become an articulate, intelligent person if you keep the brain running. Children, all children. Hola, amigo. I got a friend over here. ¿Cómo estás? Pero, todavía, yo pienso en español. I got to switch to English again. I speak 3 languages. I'm not bilingual. I'm called a polyglot. Okay, so let's talk about health span. Everybody, the minute that you are again, the minute all you think about is comfort, all you think about is avoiding the sun, all you think about is you're afraid to walk, you're afraid of the sun, you're on the downward path, and you no longer have the will to live. And that's why working your legs is the best thing you can possibly do, because it gives you. Do you know that if we didn't have muscles around our stomach and our spine is not strong. There's no muscles in the spine. We'd actually just fall over. So you have to get the core, the legs, the muscles working. And I'm Andy Lee Graham. And I got a 40-pound backpack I wear on the back. I'm 70 years old, and I got a 20-pound one on the front. I'm carrying 60 pounds when I'm walking around. Don't get me wrong, I'm smart enough to adapt and try not to have to carry that thing. But I'm in the country of Colombia, and you're not. Why not? Why am I here and you're not? Why not? Why am I here and you're not? Why not? I'm Andy Lee Graham, 114 countries, 26 plus years.